So a supplier tried to on 1688, and I'm here to share my story time with you guys. Mind you, I never knew that this used to happen until it happened to me. So the only type of I know on 1688 is when you deal with the supplier privately and they don't send an item to you, or when you deal with them on the app and then they send something else to you, like you do what I ordered versus what I got. It's a new method, and I thought to share with you guys so you guys don't fall victim. Okay, I saw this Afro Kinky extension. I'm going to put a picture on the screen so you guys see what I'm talking about, and I really liked it, so I was like, you know what, I'm going to order it from China. What actually drew me to this particular supplier was that they used a picture of a creator I am familiar with, and that was the first red flag. Though I didn't really think much about it because people use people's pictures for inspiration. If they don't have the photo of the style you can use the hair for, they use something similar, so you know what you're getting here. So that's why I didn't really think much about it. This type of people, they target foreigners. They don't target products that are sold to their locals in China. They target products that are shipped outside of China, so that way it will be easier to people, right? So I saw their link and then I clicked on it, selected what I wanted, and then I ordered directly on the app. I don't deal with suppliers outside of the 1688 app. I only have one supplier I deal with outside the app, and we've been doing business for years, and she's the only one I deal with outside the app. So I made my payment on the app with my Alipay, and I was waiting for this item to get to the warehouse. When I started to get worried was when I noticed that this particular item was the only item remaining. Every other item has gotten to my warehouse. So I went on the app, because on the 1688 app, you can literally track your package. So I usually do that before I, message the supplier. So I went on the app and I noticed that this person has not shipped, but changed the status from pending. I don't know what to call it, but after you place an order, there's a place where the order will be before it is moved to shipped out. Yeah, so this supplier moved the package from that first part where it would be when you initially place the order to where it would be after it has been shipped out, but they did not ship out anything. On 1688, you can literally see that your package is moving. So nothing was moving, like the package was just there. I really wish I took screenshots of all these things I'm saying so you can understand better. But I really think this was what was happening until I started to really put one and two together. So I don't really have like screenshots of all these things. If a package is at the first part it's supposed to be immediately after you placed your order, you can easily request for a refund if the supplier is delaying to ship out. So because this person knows this, they had to quickly change the status to shipped. You won't be able to easily request for a refund. When I noticed this, I had to message the supplier and I was like, what's up? Like, I haven't received my item. What's going on? And they were like, oh, they're sorry. They're going to ship out the next day. And I was like, okay, fine, no problem. I would wait, because like I said, I didn't suspect anything. So days later, I went back and I noticed that I haven't received this. My warehouse has not received this item again. And I messaged these people again, and it was still the same. Oh, we're sorry. We'll ship out the next day. And I started to get worried. I was like, what's going on here? At some point, I was like, I don't need this item again. I can't be delaying my shipments because of this one item. I'll just add it to my next order. Let me just cancel and, just get my money back. When I'm ready next time, I would order for the item. That was when I started having issues. So I tried to request for refund. And because the supplier has changed the status to shipped, I wasn't able to easily request for a refund. So in situations like this, 1688 will have to contact the supplier, so to be sure that you both have reached an agreement, because obviously they have shipped out your item, so they cannot just refund you for an item that has been shipped. You get the drill now. So because the supplier has already shipped out, they will have to contact the supplier first to be able to refund my money back to me. And the crazy part is that when you want to request for a refund, they are treating it as a shipped out order. So they were literally asking me to pick one of the options, which are the item I got is damaged, or I got an incomplete order, or I got something different from what I ordered. And none of this was the case, because I didn't even receive any item at all. There was no space where you can write what you want to write, because in my case, I did not receive any item, and there was no option like that there. So it was really difficult. And I think that they do this so the person will be frustrated to request for a refund and just, forget about it. But I still went for that. I had to go contact my other supplier that I told you that I really trust. What can I do in this situation? And she was the one who suggested that I contact their support system. And then I had to start looking for a way I can contact their support system. And I cannot remember where I actually found it. I really wished I took screenshots of everything, but I would still go back to check. And when I'm editing this video, I'll just put it on the screen if I can find anything like that. So I finally found where to contact their support system. So I went back to find where I was able to contact their support system. And I think I remembered how I was able to request for a refund. I think I entered that I do not want to buy the hair again. So there was a place at the bottom part where they ask you for added information. I think that was where I wrote that the seller did not ship out any hair. After submitting the refund request form, 1688 would usually contact the the supplier, find out if truly you guys have reached an agreement. So I think while they were doing that, I had to contact their support system and I reported everything to them, like dropped screenshots of the conversation where they were telling me that they will ship out, they will ship out. Yeah, I basically just told them that the merchant has not shipped out the hair and I'm having issues with the refund. After I submitted that complaint, they were able to attend to it really fast and they refunded me my money, but they did not refund me the shipping fee because of course the supplier said he has already shipped out the item. Laid my complaint, 2 screenshots of my conversation with the supplier, and I told them that this person has not shipped out my item, so I didn't receive any item. There's no item to refund because normally you're supposed to return the item before you are supposed to return the item, and after you have returned the item, they will contact the supplier to be sure that, oh, this person returned the item before they refund your money to you. Summarize everything on how this was supposed to play. The first is they target foreigners. I don't think Chinese people use kinky extensions, so only foreigners order stuff like that. And then they use this girl's picture. They know that people watch her content a lot. They know that people would easily just click on the ad because of her. And secondly, even when they didn't have any item to ship out, they changed the status to ship. So what this will do is, first of all, if you're not very observant and you did not even notice that they've not shipped out your item, it might pass the protection window, because 1688 usually gives protection window to customers. So when you have a complaint or anything about your order, you can go back to complain before they release the money to the supplier. If you're not observant and it passes this protection window, they will release the money to the supplier and you will not be able to complain or do anything about the item again. That's one. Then the second is that if you now notice requesting for a refund will be very, very difficult for you. That was what almost happened to me. So even when I was trying to request a refund, there was nowhere to enter what the situation is. And if I now agree that, oh, okay, I received the item and it was not what I ordered, they have to first contact the supplier and the supplier needs to agree. So because of the language barrier, because once it's a major part of the app is in Chinese, you'll be frustrated. You don't want to just push further and you just count it as your loss and just forget about everything. And that way they will still release the money to the supplier. So I'm just sharing this video on here. So yeah, all be careful and you know what you're dealing with, okay? Thank you.